And we're live. Hail folks, it's the 22nd of 2019, 0010 or 10 past midnight here in Scotland. Welcome along to the Glasgow Celtic Show. I'm your host, the MacLad1888. This is episode 22 of the Glasgow Celtic Show, and we're going to talk a little bit about a recent thing that's been online. I'm sure a lot of people have heard about it or have seen it on social media. Was the visit of the YouTuber, I hope I pronounced the guy's name properly, is Ninh or Ninh Ly. It's hard to obviously know how to say that, but there you go. He's a Manchester United fan, and he does these kind of stadium tours where he wears the opposition team's colours to get it's a social experiment. He wears the opposite team's colours to get a reaction, to find out a bit information about how people react. So he went to Glasgow earlier in the week and he done this. For anybody that's not seen it on social media, by the way, his website's worth, well, his YouTube channel is called The Ultimate Bucket List on YouTube, Ninh Ly. There's some good stuff on there. But anyway, he went to both Glasgow Celtic and Glasgow Rangers Football Club stadiums for the tours. Let's say he wore the colours of the opposing team's shirt for each visit, and obviously posted his results there online. So we can start. If you go there, Ultimate Bucket List, you'll see the video on there yourself. You can make your own judgments, etc., etc., and maybe post a wee comment up about it, But if we start with following the way his video rolled, he went to, let's just start. He went to Ibrox first, which is the home Glasgow Rangers Football Club, the club that was formed in 2012, who are now 8 years old. They were formed from the ashes of Glasgow Rangers Football Club, who died in 2012, and were obviously came back as like Sevco. So anyway, he visited that stadium first, and within minutes, walking past the stadium, as you'll see on the video, or walking around the stadium, he was getting abused. I can tell you from personal experience, being a Celtic fan, that that's a common thing that happens a lot in Scotland. The rivalry between the two teams in this country is rancid, to use a better expression or a better word. So I can see where that's coming from. So he proceeded, obviously, to go on this tour. If you've seen the pictures on Instagram or if you've seen his video, within minutes, getting to Ibrox Stadium in Glasgow, he was getting fans having a go at him. He was having folk going by in their cars, tooting their horns at him and stuff like that. And obviously, he must have been feeling quite uncomfortable and maybe even regretting the fact that he was going to participate in the actual stadium tour. But anyway, a brave guy. So he went into the stadium. Watch the video. Obviously, it's better. It's a lot more descriptive and a bit more information. But before he even started the actual tour, one of the staff members actually said to him, which was a stupid comment to make, that you'll be lucky to even go to the stadium with that strip on, mate. And I know that might seem alright, tongue in cheek, somebody saying that to you, right? I mean, that's alright coming from another fan, but this is coming from a member of staff within that institution, within that club, and that just shows you how rife the hatred is right through that institution of Glasgow. Well, no Glasgow Rangers, Sevco. I don't call them Rangers, I call them Sevco. Right through that club's core is that bitterness and hatred. Celtic fans, I mean, don't get me wrong, the Celtic fans, we hate them and all, but it's a different level I know hatred is hatred, but it's a different level of hatred. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I hate everything that club stands for, but I would still share a pint with a Rangers fan and have a bit of banter with a Rangers fan, but on the other foot, they fucking cannot stand us, man. They wouldn't share a pint with you, and they certainly wouldn't be your friend. But anyway, getting back to the guys' tour. So anyway, as soon as he's in the door, that member of staff makes that idiotic statement about, "Oh, you're wearing that strip, you're unlikely to get out the doors alive." And you can see from the pictures and the video that the other Rangers fans that's run about just didn't want anything to do with him. They're really distancing themselves from him, which is another really stupid thing. I mean, it's just a football tap at the end of the day. But the general feeling I think the guy got from everybody in that tour was he wasn't being made to well. He was not made welcome for a first fall. And even after he'd been on that tour, once he got back home, he started looking at his social media stuff and that, and he was getting absolute pelters after Rangers fans, etc. The other thing he was saying, he wasn't even allowed to video anything on that tour, and he had to do it kind of covertly for the experiment. So, but moving swiftly on, he obviously on the same day he went out to Celtic Park. Now, I'm a Celtic fan. I'm going to talk up my club. I've done the tour myself, and I know how good it is. But it's coming from a neutral point of view from this guy, and that's where we need to look at things. It's all right having my point of view and then having a Rangers fan's point of view, and that's totally different. We're getting a point of view here from a total neutral perspective. This guy, and this is how he obviously rated both tours. So he went to the Celtic one, and he obviously went with the Rangers strip on, the total reverse of what he'd done at the Rangers one with the Celtic strip on. And he said right away that he was welcomed with the staff. The whole experience, he says, was fun and jovial. He said the facilities at the stadium and the tour guides were magnificent. He says he was allowed to video, which he wasn't allowed to do at Ibrox. He said that the stadium was more modern, better staffing, better facilities, the pitch was better. Just the whole experience that he had at the Celtic Park tour was night and day compared to what he had at the Rangers one. Now, I mean, it's all right them not wanting somebody with a Celtic strip to go on their tour, but it's pretty narrow-minded in my eyes if you can't just look beyond that and grow. It's not even on a match day, you know. It's not even on a match day. I see the point on a match day when the tempers are, everybody's on a high and buzzing about the game, but it just shows you the difference between the two sets of the two clubs. Let's say that expand it a bit and say the two clubs rather than just the two sets of fans, because the two institutions are entirely different. Celtic are a charitable organisation as well as a football club, and they always look after the community and their fans. Whereas if you flip that out to the other side, the unionists and the loyalists in Glasgow, it's more, you just get that feeling with them. There's a nasty undertone to that club, and I think everybody feels that. Obviously, I have to reiterate, I'm a Celtic fan. Obviously, I'm going to be biased with regards to my club, but I'm speaking about on this from this guy's neutral point of view. There's been plenty of people who've had these point of views before, and I've put them across on social media. I mean, Celtic have won numerous. The fans if we keep talking about the fans, I like talking about the club as a whole, but if you talk about the fans have had numerous awards down the years for they've obviously got the Fair Play Award in 2003 for Seville at the UEFA Cup final. I think we took something like 100,000 fans out of Spain, and there wasn't even one arrest, and that was Spain. 100,000 Celtic fans went earlier, and there wasn't one arrest. I mean, you'd expect there to be a couple of arrests for like drunken, disorderly, blah blah blah, but there wasn't even one arrest. Yet 5 years later, in 2008, Rangers, the dead, obviously the defunct club that died in 2012, went to Manchester, and Manchester police and the constabulary down there were like, they couldn't wait to get rid of them. They absolutely fucking trashed the place. I mean, all this information, you can jump online, and within half an hour you can make your own decisions on this. You can look at all the information, all the facts. You can look at all the endorsements by different players and managers about the two clubs. You can look at like this situation with this guy this YouTuber who's went to the tours. There's so many bits of information, and you just collate them and put them all together and then come to your own conclusion as a neutral fan. See, I'm obviously, again, I'll say again, I'm a Celtic fan. I want this to be done from a neutral point of view. So you go there and you make up your own mind and you decide for yourself based on that evidence if you agree with the experiment that the guy done a few days ago. I mean, I can talk about obviously my own experience of the tour, which I done in July at Celtic Park, which was fantastic. And like the gentleman said in the video, on Ultimate Bucket List there, the tour guides there were very knowledgeable about the club, and there was so much to do and fit into that hour, and it was just generally a really good experience. It's something I'd say to anybody who's travelling out of Scotland, and if they are visiting any of the stadium tours, like, definitely go to the Celtic one and you'll enjoy it. It's really good. I mean, like I say, it's top notch, like, eh. So, like I say, there's been many instances of people talking about Celtic fans and Rangers fans, and we do get a lot of bad press. Listen, there's always going to be bad elements in every football team support. I'm a 50-year-old guy now, like, eh. I grew up a Celtic fan, and I grew up hating like the other side, and I'm sitting here today 50 years on, and it's no changed. I still, like, I got on well with my pals who are Rangers fans and that, right? And I own with a lot of people who are Rangers fans, but I know for a fact that 90% of their fan base is, for a better, for you say a better word, I would say they're if I was to use a word, I would say rancid. You can look that up in the dictionary, but there's just a poisonous atmosphere about them. Whenever they travel, whenever they go to away grounds, there's just a poisonous atmosphere about that football club's fans. And you can flip that out, and yeah, we have Celtic fans. I've got a few bad fans as well, but generally speaking, when you ask anybody who is a neutral football fan whose fans they would prefer coming to their football stadium on an away day, hands down, they would say Celtic. Celtic fans travel well. They go all over Europe and are generally well behaved. Yeah, you get the odd element on the odd occasion with pyrotechnics and stuff. I don't agree with the pyro. I don't like it. I love what the Green Brigade do at the Celtic Park. I think they create an absolutely brilliant atmosphere, and they're a good addition to the match day experience. But they need to get rid of the pyro. Get rid of the pyro and keep doing everything else they're doing with the tifos and stuff like that, and it's all really good. It's all really positive for the club. But yeah, I mean, I just had to put this is episode 22, the Glasgow Celtic Show on YouTube. It's in association with MacLad1888, that's myself, that's the name of my YouTube channel as well, and the Celtic Foot Soldiers blog, which is on WordPress. If you look in the bio or in the information section of my YouTube channel where I will be posting this podcast tonight, you'll see all the links to all my social media. And you get everything's basically in there, like you can see everything that's associated with my YouTube channel, etc., and obviously blogs and stuff like that, Facebook pages. I've got a lot of Instagram, social media, all that kind of stuff anyway. So I'm going to wrap it up. Like, I think I've pretty much covered everything I was wanting to cover. I was wanting to get it. I like to keep these within maybe 20 minutes. I know what it's like when you're flicking through social media and you've not got a lot of time, and you maybe come across something and it's like you want to get involved and get immersed into that thing that you're watching, but you're maybe short of a bit of time. So I try and keep these to 20 minutes. I think even 20 minutes is quite a long time to be asking people to listen into a podcast and stuff like that these days, because we're all busy and stuff like that. So I try and keep it to 20 minutes. I'm just looking at the thing now, and we're at 16:49 there, so what I say, I'm going to wrap it up. So all I'll say to anybody that's listening or anybody who listens to the podcast in the future is you'll have obviously heard about this YouTuber who visited Glasgow and went to both tours. Make up your own mind. Go on the internet, which is a fucking fantastic thing, and just research it. Just research it. Just go in there and look at what people have said from a neutral perspective. I know maybe if people are listening to me, or you might have listened to Rangers fans talking about their side of things. I'm not trying to influence anybody with the podcast. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to endorse the guy who went and done this, and anybody else from a neutral point of view who's maybe even thinking about supporting one of the other clubs. Do your research and make up your own mind. And I'm pretty confident sitting here that anybody that listens to this, or anybody that does the research, will realise that the whole Celtic experience is better, hands down, than what you would get at Rangers as far as the stadium tour's concerned. The whole Rangers versus Celtic experience is better because they're just a better team, better squad, better club. We're more successful. And it's just a more welcoming atmosphere, like the guy said. He said that in his conclusion. He's got a conclusion video as well, and he said that in his conclusion that he felt more welcome by the Celtic guys on their tour, and obviously Celtic fans in general as well. Anyway, guys, that's it. I'm going to wrap up. This is MacLad1888 coming from Scotland here. I'll say a big hail and God bless to everybody. Thanks for listening. I'll probably get another one of these podcasts out sometime next week. We've got a game coming up on Saturday against Livingston at home, so I'm hoping to get back in the winning trail there, get some points on the board moving forward. So yeah, thanks for listening, guys. Hail, hail. God bless. Catch you next time.